Oh my goodness, it is Beltane today. And although I was not raised, I was Irish. I was raised with a allegiance to my Irish heritage, but I was raised in the Irish culture of Catholicism. So my family of origin didn't really talk about Celtic traditions and um, the Celtic ways that date back to people who lived there before Christianity came to Ireland. So even though I'm an American, I'm sorry for those of you in Ireland. I know it's irritating when Americans call themselves Irish, but I have a big allegiance to my Irish heritage. And for the first time, I'm going to be going back to Ireland since my intuitive gifts opened up. So, hey, if you're new to me, I'm Patty Lenon. And besides being an intuitive, I'm also a mom. I'm a former banker. And I have a master's in psychology. And why that's important is what I like to share here isn't just about the intuitive messages coming through, but what's going on inside our brains when they are coming through, or when we have fears coming up, or the stuff our mind produces. And also, I just want to let you know that I know what it feels like to be someone without gifts, because mine opened up when I was 35. I had absolutely no access to them before. And life is a lot more funner when you're getting spirit communication. The good news is no one has to open to their gifts at this point. For the time that we're in, the energy on the planet, everyone has access to intuitive communication. So we are in the process of a 4-week video series here called Trust the Nudge. So I am running a course privately called Trust the Nudge, and at the same time wanted to make sure a little bit of the magic was being shared here. Now, what we're working on in the program, what we'll be working on next week, I should say, is when we get messages through other people, through books we're reading, through media. So it's where we haven't had to hunt for a sign. It's that it just comes through our daily life. And as I was preparing for that, I received a pretty strong message. And that's what I'm going to be reading on today, which is about potentiality. And I did not actually realize that it was Beltane today until this morning, but I had already decided this is what we'd be talking about. And it's very much the sun energy, the manifestation energy, the spark energy of the summer, that I felt it coming to life. And that was what I was meant to read on today. So the question I'm inviting in help on is, how do we tap the power of potentiality? What's the power of potentiality? Power of potentiality is when you do not get stuck in limitations that are present in your life today, in the process of dreaming a new path, a new possibility, a new future for yourself. So let's say you want a new home, but your current income makes it seem like that home would not be a possibility. The power of potentiality is all of the power of the potential of the universe to bring that to life, right? And as the divine, you are divine, I am divine, as the divine within us is available to us and has all the power of potential beyond our limitations, we want to make sure we're tapping into that. Does that mean every single thing that your mind desires, your ego desires, is going to come to fruition? No, because what that is ego stuff, right? And the power of potentiality only serves our soul's path, our highest path. So it's possible that you desire something right now, possibly desperately. And it may not even be of the material. It may be of the emotional or the psychological or the energetic, right? you may want something so much and it's not happening, and you feel like you've done all the things. And what I can tell you is it's possible it's just not the right time for you. That is a possibility. That doesn't mean that the power potentiality is not working in your life. It just means, or that you can't tap it. It just means that no amount of potentiality is going to bring something to life that is not for your highest good. So that's always important to remember. So we are going to do a 4-card reading today. We are using the Space for Magic deck. This is my deck, to learn how to allow for the power potentiality in our life right now, especially when conversations can really make us feel like there's a lot of limitation, right? I hear that a lot right now, a lot of limitation talk. And I get it. I get it. There's some stuff in reality that really points to limitation, but the divine's not limited. The divine's not limited. So how do we open up to the power of potentiality? We're going to do a 4-card reading. That is a stability reading, which means that all 4 cards have equal weight and equal meaning, meaning they support the reading equally. If you look at last week's reading, you will find that I had done a 3-card reading, which is different. And each of the cards in the 3-card reading had a specific role to play in the reading. That is not today. Today we are doing a 4-card reading. So as I turn them over, we've got the cards already pulled. I'm going to start showing them to you, and I'll give you what's coming as it comes through. Oh, yeah. Focus, 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 focus. So, immediately what's the message is pay attention to what you desire and not the limitation, to really pay attention to what it is. And the thing is, it's not so important that you know exactly what you desire. Like, it's okay that you're like, I don't love this job, but I don't know what I want to do. That's okay. You want to feel a certain thing doing work, right? You want to feel purposeful. You want to feel happy. You want to feel like you're having fun. You want to feel like you're doing good in the world. Whatever it is, no judgment. You can feel what you want to feel. Or maybe what you feel is like, God, I just want to not work. That's what I want to feel. I'm tired. I want to break. Okay. Then you know what you want to feel. You want to feel rested. You want to feel spacious. You want to feel like you have the space to rest. All right. That is what you focus on, not the limitation, right? Not the limitation. So you ignore the limitation and you just squarely look at what you would like to create in your life. And now you're not doing this so that you manifest it, right? It's that when you let go of your focus on the limitation, you give spirit a lot more space to be helpful. 2nd card, stillness. Ooh, yeah. I feel like we could have gotten this card no matter what I was reading on today. There is a lot of kind of energy right now. As I'm recording this, it's May 1st, but hey, this could be true for you if you're watching this like 7 years from now. If this card is finding you right now, this is the message for you, is you must make space for stillness. You must make space for stillness. When I had done a training a couple of weeks ago, which you can find here, it's a couple of videos back, about how to navigate 2025. One of the things we talked about was how important it is to really clear the decks a little bit every day. Just to be quiet. To be quiet so you can hear. Where you can hear what you're being told, what your soul's offering you. Cindy, you love the stillness card. I love that. Yeah, look at that. Space, quiet. And now as I pull in on that card, it's possible something caught your eye. What caught my eye just now was that mountain range. And we can get so caught up raising my hand. We can get so caught up in oh, this all has to get done, right? And the mountains remind us of a few things. They remind us of, they've been here for a very long time and they will be here for a very long time. And there's lots of stuff in our life that if we could just be solid and still and aware that time passes and not everything has to happen this second, there's a lot of wisdom in that. The mountains also offer us the strength of the north direction, and that is the ability to stand in your power and to hold yourself in your space, right? So all of that is coming through, is to stand in your power, is to really like be here, to know and sense this potentiality within you that the summer energy, by the way, supports. All right. Transformation. And this is interesting. The message came through like boop really quickly, which is things are changing so quickly right now. If you can just let go of attachment to the way things are, you will see how quickly they can change. Transformation happens in a blink of an eye right now. And you will be shocked when you let go of your fears, when you let go of the need to control things, raising her hand, right? All of a sudden, before our eyes, a butterfly emerges from something we thought was a caterpillar. Now, what also is coming to me is just looking at this spring flower is this, we are entering the month that us mothers, possibly other people, but definitely us mothers call Maycember. It is the month where you have so many things to do, similar to the holidays, similar to December, but you have none of the fun. You get none of the credit. You really wonder who is coming up with these 3 theme days at school. This week, I listed off from one day my tasks to a friend who does not have children of what I would be doing that particular day. And she was like, this is not normal. This is absurd. I agree. And that's on me. That's on me. So my fellow mothers, we get to choose. We get to choose what we keep and what we let transform. And finally, oh yes, community. It was so interesting. We just had, right before this is the coaching call for Trust the Nudge, which, by the way, we are just in the first week. So actually, if you are hearing this and it is May 1st and you want to join us, you can still join us, pattylenon.com/nudge. It's easy to get caught up. In fact, it's very easy to get caught up because many of the people haven't even started yet, right? And we've left space for that. So you have plenty of time, pattylenon.com/nudge. Join us if it calls to you. What was happening on the call was that people came with questions about the nudges they were getting from spirit. But as they heard their fellow community members talking about their own experiences, and they heard the answers, and then the questions that built on those answers, suddenly things all fell into place for people. Questions they didn't know they had were answered. And that rapid succession of learning through community is really powerful. So whether you're in our community or not, or join us in our community for Nudge, look for your own community. There's something really powerful that happens when you do things with other people. And by this, when we're talking of the power of potentiality, is being around other people who trust the power of potentiality. Being around people who are constantly pointing you towards limitation, right? Giving you a focus that we don't want to have. Not helpful. Right? But our minds are malleable, right? And we pay attention to what we hear. So finding people who are vibrating, who are thinking, who are listening, who are experiencing life either at the level you are or even at a higher level, is really powerful to tapping that power potentiality. I think, heading back onto the mat after a very long time away from the yoga mat because of an injury. And one thing I remember from years ago when I first started doing yoga, I was in a class and they do handstands. And I was just like, oh my God, I'll never be able to do that. I'll never be able to do that. But eventually I did. I was able to do it. And I would be able to pop right up into a handstand. And what the reason that I was able to get there is because week after week, I was practicing alongside people that would get up into a handstand. And what happens when you are receiving those cues from the community around you, a belief that this is not possible or this is near impossible starts to shift because, oh my God, look, they did it and they did it and they did it. And all of a sudden the mind starts to change. Also, there is a vibrational understanding. There is a vibrational impact that if you are, at least for yoga, it was a yoga teacher that taught me this. If you're within 5 feet of someone successfully getting into a pose, they're transmitting that success over to you and making it possible for you to do it. And that happens in lots of different ways, right? We hear like you're the sum of the 5 people that you spend the time with based on whatever topic you're talking about, right? So think about who you're spending time with. Think about who it is, and see if there's, if that supports the potential that you want to have in your life. All right, everyone. It was so very good spending this time with you. And if you have not followed this page, please do so by subscribing below, because when I go live, you'll be notified. That's wonderful. And I plan to start going live a lot more, but definitely every Thursday at 2:30, I will be here. And once I get up to 1,000 subscribers, it's a magic number on YouTube. I don't know how much magic it's going to create. There's lots of potential there, lots of potential. So if you will help me get to 1,000 subscribers, I would appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah.